Hey guys, welcome. Mountless Kings Collection here. So I actually just did another video before this one and it erased and it was about 25 minutes. So I guess it was just not meant to be. But I'm just gonna do like a general read without any cards today. Just like whatever comes to mind. You guys know that I'm fasting. Today is day 9 of 40. I'll give you a quick review of what's been going on with my body, how I've been feeling mentally and such, and how my energy level is and things like that. So, yeah, so let's get into it. So, I started this journey 9 days ago. I felt called to do something different for my life. And the first few days seemed like a breeze. Usually, when you get past the third day, your body pretty much jumps into that system of ketosis and it begins to burn the fat within. I said, yeah, the fat within. Okay, I'm not going to edit this. So, your body tends to begin burning fat and using the fat as a fuel. So, you have all this energy in the beginning, and then as you go on, your energy starts to become less and less. And so that has been my case. I find it very hard to complete house chores and, cooking is a task, getting out of the bed is a task. What I have noticed about that is when I drink water, more water, I increase my water intake. I have a little bit more energy to get through. But, some days I don't really want to take in a lot of water. And those are the days that I struggle with energy. And so the headaches are gone, no headaches. I am waking up, not necessarily throughout the night, like prior to starting my fast. I was always waking up sporadically, different times throughout the night, 3 a.m., 1 a.m., 4 a.m. My sleep pattern was really jacked up. And now that I'm fasting, I would say that I just wake up around 4 a.m. And that's okay because it gives me extra time to prepare for the children's day and my day. And I could kind of move at my own pace. Usually I'm like Speedy Gonzalez. So with the fast and waking up that early, it actually helps to give me that extra time to get everything done before their bus comes. So that's one thing. The brain fog has kind of dissipated. I know in my last video when I was, discussing my fast, I mentioned the brain fog and it was like really something. Like I would find myself talking to people and just like spacing out like, oh my God. So that's gone, thankfully. I stopped taking the gummies because I noticed that the gummies were giving me a rush. And although it was very enjoyable to have something in the form of like food and, having that chewing motion and feeling just mentally like I was satisfying my flesh, it was time to let it go because honestly, that's not part of the fast or part of my goal and what I'm trying to achieve. So no more gummies. I do take my vitamin D3. I take potassium. I take vitamin C. I take my black seed oil in the morning. I take, what is the other one? Iron, calcium. And, I was saying to myself this morning, because I like choked on one of the vitamins, I was like, I want to get to a point where I'm not taking the vitamins during this stage of fasting. I'll get back to them when I complete the fast because I solely want to depend on the Most High for everything, for my nutrients, for my energy, for my mental clarity, for my healing, for everything. And guys, a side note, I have consulted with my doctor, so I'm totally okay to do this fast. And if you guys want to join me, make sure you're definitely reaching out to your doctor because everyone's situation and health chart is very different. And I don't want you guys to, experience something other than, the great benefits from a fast. So definitely look into that if you want to do it and just do your research. I've been researching a 40-day fast for years. I mean, I really felt called to do this. And this is actually the first time that I'm actually doing it. So definitely do your research. What else? So one thing that I've been experiencing is guilt. And guilt comes in a form of like I'm doing everything right as far as the water fast, but my thoughts aren't as pure as what I feel they should be. Like to me, I'm like, I should be in this angelic state of mind and space where I'm like, peace, peace, peace. And I love you and I love you and I love everyone. And no, I haven't been experiencing that whatsoever. I've been like really moody, very cranky, and, cursing a lot. And, one thing that I have to realize is I need to just go through it because I'm going through a purge. I need to go through the fast. I need to experience all these feelings that I'm experiencing. And I need to stop questioning, like, what is God's plan for my life? Like, what is Most High's, outcome from this fast? I need to just be an obedient servant and just show up every day, willing to drink the water, willing to have my mind in the right place and my heart in the right place, because it says that it's all about your heart. It's not about a man's deeds or actions. It's all about your heart. And so I'm constantly in a state of reflection, constantly in a state of just building and creativity, because this path is definitely like a path that I walk alone. Normal things that I used to do, like going out to eat or, just things that involve food. I have taken that completely out of my lifestyle. So it's like a separation from me and the world. And I found myself questioning this fast a lot. Like, am I doing the right thing? God, did you really call me to do a fast? And I'm like also asking for strength when I don't feel that I'll get through another day. And that strength has shown up. I definitely know that I have a higher source backing me on this, because I would not be able to complete this even 9 days. Okay, so that's that part of it. And if anything else comes to mind throughout this video, I'll be sure to bring it up. As far as my weight, I have lost, I believe, 9 or 10 pounds, but I have convinced myself to stay away from the scale. One thing that I've noticed is when I weigh myself, I get really discouraged and disappointed because I want instant gratification, instant results, and nothing is going to come like that. To whom much is given, much is required. So I have to put in the work. But again, this fast isn't about weight loss. It's not about ego. It's not about flesh. It's about killing that part of me, or just allowing my spirit to lead and to be the dominant force over my flesh. And so I will weigh myself occasionally, but I don't want to become consumed in my weight loss, because this is not a weight loss journey. Excuse me, my lips feel pretty chapped. How are you guys doing today? I didn't ask about your day. How are you doing? So yeah, as far as weight, I see the scale dropping sometimes, because I know some people are watching this and some people are doing this for a weight loss journey. And so as far as the scale, it doesn't always drop as like where I want it to be, but I will notice the difference in inches and how my clothes fit differently and how I'm able to move, without the struggle of the extra weight on my body. So I think that completes the discussion about the fast. Well, one more thing. Today I woke up and I got the children ready for school, and I found myself in this state of complete gratitude. I just laid in a bed and I cried like a baby, and I got on my knees and I just cried. I just cried for where I am in life. I cried just reflecting on my past. And I would say in that moment, I traveled a tunnel that either I never traveled before, or I revisited it now in the present moment. I revisited the tunnel that took me so long to go back to because it was so traumatic. So I do feel a strength in me from fasting that I haven't felt in a very long time. I'm starting to really believe in myself more and question some decision making that I've done in the past. I'm over the blaming part. I am in the state of forgiveness, forgiving myself and forgiving others. And just really being grateful for the little things, grateful for water, grateful that I am healthy, grateful for my children. And in that moment, I just begin to pray and cover my babies. I had an incident yesterday where my children, for the first time ever riding the bus in their life, dealt with racial discrimination. And boy, was I livid. I was really upset. And the fact is, it did not affect them at all. They said, "Mom, the name that I was called, it defines an ignorant person, and anyone can be that of any race." And they were totally cool. And of course, I followed the proper protocol in reaching who I needed to reach about this matter. And, it's going to take some following up because it will not be tolerated. But that was a test for me. And like I said, for me, it was a trigger because I'll be 40. And I'm like sometimes naive to the fact that these things are still occurring in 2021. And my babies have never experienced that. And so I'm just grateful that they're so covered with love, from me and their family, that it didn't affect them. They actually felt remorse for the other child, that something was missing within that child and within their family structure. And, we just hugged, and I had to walk away and cry. And I'm getting emotional right now because those are my babies, and bullying is not acceptable whatsoever. So parents, it starts at home. Teach your children to love. I mean, if you teach them hate, they're gonna grow up deprived of all the love they could have received, and they're gonna grow up bitter and closed off. And you don't want that, because it's a reflection of you and your parenting and your teaching. So, yeah. All right, what else are we gonna talk about? Okay, so I don't have my cards today, but let's see. What message do I have for you guys who are watching? Well, I have a card that I did choose that I think it's quite motivational. It says, "Embrace courage, faith, and adaptability as they are needed for you to overcome any fear or change of the future. Regularly remind yourself to be positive and open to possibilities, knowing that you are the creator of your own destiny. Embrace the warrior within you. Remind yourself to be a warrior, not a worrier. And remind yourself that you are not a victim, but a victor. Feel the fear within and do it anyway. Act out on faith. Take that chance. Do something different. Tell yourself that you're ready and you're eager to move forward." So we can just expound on that, right? So, being the warrior, what is that like? Showing up every day and being the warrior. That means you're showing up with your sword in hand, Even if you feel weak, you're deciding to wake up and fight for you, knowing that depression is right around the corner waiting for you to fall. You're waking up every day with your sword, knowing that it's you and you alone, that no one is going to come to save you, that everything that you need within you, God has placed. Everything that you need for this battle is already within. You have all of the tools laid out. All you have to do is pick them up. That takes a lot of courage, doesn't it? That takes a lot of discipline. Some people need to separate from things that no longer serve them. And I'm going to be repetitive in saying that in each and every one of my recordings because it's so important. It's so important to not fall asleep. It's so important to wake up and to be consistent, to be repetitive. If you want to see change, you have to wake up and you have to practice doing the same thing that's going to promote self-growth. Someone out there is being very, very deceptive. You are depriving yourself of what you truly deserve. You're cheating yourself, and you're doing these things in secret, so no one sees it but the Most High. But you're doing these things, and it's starting to consume you. It's starting to take over who you are. There's this life that is waiting for you, this life of success, this life of victory, this life of abundance, but you sabotage it. And you're okay with it. You're okay in the place that you are because no one knows. It's a battle that you fight. Yeah, you've been fighting this battle alone. You don't want help for it. You think it's okay. You think it's okay to dwell in this place because it's a secretive place where you can hide and you can perform your sins. And on the outside, everyone thinks that you're great. You're great in your community. You're great at your job. You may even be in ministry or some type of leadership position. And no one knows that you struggle with this. But don't you want to be free? Don't you want to walk as a soldier of the Most High, a warrior? Don't you want to finally wear that robe that you have told yourself that you're unworthy of? That robe that was specially designed and created for you? Don't you finally want to put on a robe? You've been playing in the dirt for so long, doing the work of your flesh. It's time to give it up. It's time to throw it on an altar. It's time to relieve yourself of this burden, of this weight that you've been carrying. Maybe you've been carrying it through pounds of fat. Maybe you've been carrying it through addiction. I know, because I've been there. I've struggled with alcohol, and it brought out the ugliest part of me. And I was unapologetic about being in that place because I felt that I was justified because of the things that I went through. Things that we go through are lessons, my friend, my love. They're just lessons. They're not ours. How many times do I have to say they are not ours? And I'm getting emotional because so many people are in that prison of feeling justified in what they do because no one knows. No one sees what you do in the dark. But it is time to come up out of that place right now. I call you out of that place right now. Right now, that place of destruction. That place of insecurity. You can have whatever you want, but you have to go forward believing it. You have to wake up and you have to try to fight. Your angels are tired. They are worn out from fighting your battle over and over again. Put down the alcohol. Put down the cigarettes. Put down the drugs. Put down the pornography. Put down these addictions right now. You are not serving yourself in the ways that God wants to serve you. He is this plate of blessings waiting on you. He is this table that is already set for you. But you have to decide that you want change. Death is real. And like I've said before, time and time again, death is real. And it comes in different forms. You don't have to die in the flesh. You can be dead right now. But I tell you that you can change your circumstances. You can resurrect from that place that you are in right now. But it starts here, and it starts in the heart. You have to want. You have to desire it. You have to put yourself on that altar. And you have to ask God for change. And when he shows you that door, when that door is presented to you, you have to walk through it. You can't wait for Sally, Michael, or Rachel, Jonathan. You can't wait for Ed. You can't wait for anyone to come and grab that doorknob and turn it. You have to be the one to walk out on faith, to choose this path that is separate from everything else, everything that you've ever known in your life. You have to decide that you are going to walk this path to change, to righteousness. Put on your breastplate of righteousness and protection and decide that in this day, you are going to change. You're going to seek out righteousness. Fast. Stop putting that garbage in your body. Stop entertaining these entities that only want your demise. They come to steal, kill, and destroy the blessing and the gift that God has placed in you. If God be before you, who can be against you? And I'm speaking in the terms that you understand. If God be before you, you know the word. Whether it be through Jesus, whether it be through Allah, whatever it is that you choose, whatever your path is that you choose to follow, get back on it. Get back on it. Time is running out, my friend. And you keep listening to message after message, word after word. You're going to this psychic and this prophet and this minister and this pastor and this YouTube page and television, and you're looking at tarot cards, and you're all over the place looking for an answer because you're running and you're justifying your sin and where you are. But I'm here to tell you right now that God has a plan for your life, but you got to stop running. Stop sleeping with all of these different women and all of these different men. It's not serving you. Some of you, I see a disease around you. You need to go and get checked. See, God protects us. He gives us warning. He gives us warning after warning after warning. And what happens? The storm comes. What is the weatherman's job? The weatherman's job is to show up and give us the news forecast on what the weather will be. He prepares us so we know how to dress. We know if we need an umbrella. We know what the climate is going to be, the same as what God does. He gives you the message. He gives you the warning. Don't wait until it's too late, where you have something that is irreversible, where you can't go back, where you're in a hospital now and you're in your deathbed saying, I wish my life was different. You don't get to redo this life, my love. Someone needs to hear this message because someone is dying. Someone is dying. You don't know where to turn. You don't know where to go. You've been living in the same cycle for some years. I'm sorry you lost your mother. I'm sorry you lost your brother. I'm sorry you lost that child. I'm sorry your father has left this earth. They have left to go be with the Most High God. Their journey is over. But what is your excuse? You have breath. You wake up every day with arms and hands and feet. Everything's working. You have that wonderful job. You have these fancy cars. And you've forgotten the source. You've forgotten your purpose. and the plan for your life. You have turned your back completely. Yeah, we live in a new age where all of these different teachings are evolving, and what it does, it affords everyone the luxury of feeling like they're in control of their fate. And like I've mentioned before, study everything. Don't be confused. You go to school, you learn math, language, science, social studies. You learn everything else. You're not just given one. So go out and study. But Source has one name, people. And we could debate this all day. Source has one name. Stop being divided in your mind. Live a righteous life. Live a righteous life. It's that simple. Live a righteous life. Put down the sin. Sin is a part of us, but it's a choice. We live in this carnal world where we have good and evil within us. You have to wake up programming your mind to fight against the evil, to fight against your flesh. And it is hard. I'm no better than you that I'm on day 9 of my fast. No better at all, my friend. No better. This is placed in my heart to do this so that I can give you this word. I'm broken like Paul in the Bible, or I'm broken like you. I can fail tomorrow. That is why I need you to be strong. So when I fall, you're there to pick me up. We are reflections of one another. We don't need to hate each other. We don't need to be jealous of each other. All we have to do is follow the voice within. Follow the voice in this world where everything is going so crazy. In this world where you feel lost. All you got to do is submit. Submit to the higher plan and purpose for your life. And know that someone out there is rooting for you. You're not alone. This video is reaching you right where you need to be. It starts now. Write these things down. Someone is supposed to write a book. Someone is looking for a job, but you're supposed to start your own business. Someone wants to get married, but right now your ministry is helping others. Helping the homeless, helping battered women, domestic violence. Someone needs to donate. You have these clothes sitting in your home and someone's waiting on those clothes. You have food in your pantry. There's so many different things that you can do to give back. And when you give back, that's going to internalize as something where it gives you confidence, where you feel like I'm making positive change towards doing something differently. Help someone else. If you don't know how to help yourself, don't be selfish with your time. Don't be selfish with the gifts that God has given you. Go out and help someone who needs it. And positive affirmations are so important. And I know it's a struggle. I understand the struggle. I've been there. Right where you are, I've been. I've been burnt out. I'm speaking to the mothers now. I've been married. I've been a married woman. I've been single. I've been divorced. So I know the struggle of feeling like no one hears your voice. You do the most important job and staying home and raising babies, raising children, preparing them for, our future. They are our future, but you feel unacknowledged. You don't have a time clock that you can clock in and clock out. It's a 24-hour job. I'm doing it now. I understand. You do not go unnoticed. I love you. And this is going to pay off for the children. Take time for yourself. Women out there that are married, that feel forgotten. You live in the same house with your spouse. Maybe he's cheating. Maybe he's distracted, but it's different. He doesn't notice you anymore. Keep loving him. Love yourself and pray like you never prayed before. Have your devotional time. Be kind to him. He will come back. Allow God, the Spirit of God, to use you to be to be the better person. Maybe that is what it will take to redirect his path, your kindness. And to those men out there that are cheating, that are lost, you're not showing your wife love. Maybe you're going through something at work. Maybe you're going through something like, that you haven't dealt with. Pray like you never prayed. Fast that God gives you the leadership skills you need to raise up that lion within you, to raise your tribe, the babies that are watching you. Or maybe I'm speaking to the parents, the children are gone and they've taken a totally different path from what you have taught them. Pray. You manifest whatever you want. God is giving you that ability to manifest whatever you want. So those parents that are dealing with those parents that are dealing with difficult children, they're lost to the streets, to drugs, to sex. Maybe someone's out there prostituting. Someone out there is in an abusive relationship and this is your baby. You didn't raise him or her like that. They will come around. This is their lesson. Some parents out there, I see that you're enablers. So you are enabling their behavior when it's time to cut the umbilical cord. You're getting in the way of the Most High. It's time to move out of the way and allow God to intervene on your behalf. And that's why you're sick. Someone's dealing with some stomach issues, I see. It's nothing major. It's not cancer. I feel like you had cancer or a cancer scare in the past, but it's not cancer. And a name Sally is coming up. So if there's a Sally out there who's going through some stomach issues, definitely follow up with your doctor. Drink turmeric and ginger in the powder form tea. And that should relieve the pain that you're feeling, that sense of bloat and cramps. But you're internalizing these things that you don't have control over. Someone needs to release control. I see a woman in a marriage. You're not allowing your husband to be the man. You're not allowing your husband to rule as God has called him to be the king of his tribe. And so you have to release control. You have to let that go. And stop nagging. Somebody out there is nagging a lot. You're nagging. You're not getting through to him. We have to realize as men and women, we speak totally different love languages. Our communication is like night and day, like the moon and the sun. And so you have to invest in your marriage. If it's getting a book, traveling to Barnes and Nobles as a date, or even if you have to go on your own, don't give up. Get a book. Get these books. No one is taught this. Pick up some educational material that will teach you how to communicate. And if you're a woman out there that's bitter from your past, practice positive affirmations each day. If you're bitter and you're accusing that man of cheating all the time, guess what? If he's not a cheater, it's not in him, but you can push anyone to do anything. I feel that you don't have anything to worry about. He's not cheating on you. He has a personality that's very outgoing. He's just not like you. Some of us, we get married and we want our spouses to be just like us, and they're not. That's why we fell in love with them. So stop trying to change that man or that woman. They're perfect how they are. It's you that need to change yourself. And to those men out there that are being abusive to their women, it's not acceptable. You have to go and work on yourself. Something is missing. And women, stop instigating. Don't get up in the man's face and curse him out and tell him how low he is, because words are more powerful than physical marks, because they stay forever. Physical marks, although it's traumatic, they heal. So everyone be mindful of this. And to my single people, be patient. Love is around the corner. You're beautiful. Who wouldn't want you? But the issue is, if we are reflections of one another and you're not attracting what you want, can you finish the sentence? What does that mean? If we are reflections of one another and you are not attracting what you truly desire and want in a spouse or in a relationship, what does that say about you? It says that you're not right within. You still need additional healing. You're in a relationship with the Most High right now, and there's nothing you can do about it. So just take the time to enjoy this time of being alone, because love is right around the corner for someone. I see it. You've been patient. You've been waiting. And this person, you have a secret admirer. Someone at the workplace or someone who's in your atmosphere, but you haven't noticed them. And that's another thing. I speak to my ladies. Sometimes we overanalyze what we want in a boyfriend or a husband, and we miss out. They have everything we need, but we miss out. And I think a relationship is like a toolbox and a house. You need certain tools to build a house, and each house is different. You have new construction homes. Well, if you're going to build a house, all of them will be new construction. But each home, the foundation is different, right? So your toolbox is specifically designed for a certain house. But God has to be the one to align you so that you guys are spiritually yoked. So just be patient and hold on to your toolbox. Stop letting everyone use it. And this goes for my fellas too. All right, guys, I love you. I'm sure you've heard my energy like from here to here. And I come on here because I am trying to be obedient and to really allow the gifts that God has given me to be used for the purpose of the Most High. So I love you guys. Touch someone you never touched. Love someone you never loved. And do something you never done. And that starts by loving you. I'm out. Peace. I'm trying to turn the video off. It's not stopping. All right, bye guys.